Hello, hello. I hope you are well. Welcome everybody. Let me go back over here so I can see any comments you are making. All right, move that back just a little bit, put that there. And if you are new here, just to let you know, I printed this out again. In the first 10 minutes, 15 minutes, please put all of your political questions in the chat in all caps. Everyone here is really friendly and really supportive of each other. If it's in all caps, I will know you are talking to me. And I apologize if I cannot answer every question. I have to listen to my intuition. It draws me towards some questions more than others, or sometimes I reach out and I just get kind of it doesn't ping, it's kind of a blank energy. And it doesn't mean that there's no answer, it's not something I'm just not picking up anything for me personally. Other readers may have great answers. If I don't answer your question or acknowledge you, it's nothing personal. I would be mortified to think I was hurting people's feelings. I'm not I don't have favorites. I don't, no, it's not like that. There's no secret code. There's no like, you put in these emojis in this order and you get special. No, I just do the best I can. We have the best moderators on the internet. Best moderators. Thank you. They keep us safe. They've kept us safe for months. You guys rock. There's Linda. There's Jean. I mean, Keisha's here almost every day. I mean, we have great moderators. Also, 10% of all income that comes into this channel from every source is donated to feedingamerica.org to support food banks across the country. Okay? And thank you so much for being here. All right, so make sure I covered all of that. It is Sunday, and that means that I'm going to take the first 10 or 15 minutes. I'm going to gather your questions, both political tarot questions for political tarot, and then also whatever astrology questions you have in general. They can be political. They could not be political. So I'm going to be here for about an hour and a half. So like I said, the first part I'll take your questions, and then I'm going to do some tarot readings, and then I'll spend the rest of the time answering your astrology questions to hopefully help you out with, hit you with the knowledge. And happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Okay. I have not put it up on Patreon yet, but I have been updating the base template chart, and it didn't print out properly. So this is all the information on the bottom, but it didn't put in the margins that are actually there. So I want to make sure it's working before I put it up. But hopefully this will be going up on Patreon for anybody. You don't have to be a patron. But this will be on Patreon for anybody later today, I'm hoping. Or very, very soon anyway. I would love to see a chart on the stock market. Partly, I want to keep it a little more simple than like the whole stock market, because that's complicated. That's very complicated. Sorry. Where is Boo Boo Zen Kitty? He is asleep on my bed. He just decided that's where he was going to sleep this morning. So hopefully I will hear his adorable little high-pitched meow at the door at some point. So anyway, but this is, for anybody who doesn't know, this is Western astrology. This is like a learning chart. And even some of this is repeated, like the third house, communication, I think. Gemini, okay, right there, which is ruled by Mercury and is an air sign. So you can, if you know this, then a lot of everything else is a variation on a theme. So that's what. Oh, uncover, I will. I'll get that question. Just a second here. Okay, so that, I'm working on that. And then I have my clipboard, which has all kind of stuff on it. I still have, I've been leery of replacing I will just say this before I start getting your questions. I've been leery of sitting down and replacing. I have all of these charts left over from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in January, and I had put pictures. I actually printed out and cut out pictures and glued them in here. So and I'm leery of trying to do this whole thing again just to have blank, because the person's chart is still there. It's still on the inside. It's still the blue. So I can look at charts of various people in the administration. There's Barr. There's, I can tell you about their character. I can tell you what to look for, stuff like that. I still have that, so that's useful. Yeah, then I have some blank sheets here. So, all right, let me just put this down and put this on the old clipboard. Thank you, Jules Deramore. These are actually my favorite nails. So, I mean, they're fun. I enjoy the different ones, but I think these are my favorite actually. So, very simple. All right, put that there for now. And scrolling up, I'm looking for anything in all caps, and I'm leaving you to look out the window because it's rainy, but it's quite pretty today. I'll even tilt this up a little bit so you get a slightly better view. And that way you're not just staring at my desk or something like that. Good morrow, cat. Let's see here. I'm scrolling down looking for anything in, okay, Uncover was asking, what will the October surprise be? Okay. I also, oh, that's the other thing I keep meaning to put on that list. I timestamp these as I go along, and then afterward I have to quickly grab something to eat because I'm usually really hungry. But then I clean up the timestamping. So if you don't want to sit through the whole thing and you just want to go to the things you're interested in, you can just look at the first comment. It'll be pinned at the top, or in the description box. It should also be there. You can just click on a number and it should take you right to the answer to that question. Okay. So, all right, I will start with that to save that. Yes, I would like to pin it and edit. Okay. Looking for more questions. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. Let's see. All right, chart on the stock market. It's complicated. I'm trying to think of a way I could do that more easily. Will Trump be impeached again over his handling of the health crisis? Harry's mom, I answered that a number of days ago, and the answer was no. That Nancy Pelosi is going to, there's other stuff coming. And there's some big stuff coming. She's not gonna waste her time on that. He's already impeached, and she can't do anything while McConnell's in place. But she's got other stuff. She's got other stuff she can do. So that's what I got. Do check with other readers. I am not 100%. No psychic is 100% accurate, and I myself am a little dubious of people who say that they are. But some of us have more experience, and I mean, I don't do anything you couldn't do. You can do everything I can do. I have more experience. I have more practice. I've spent a lot of time thinking about this and studying and meditating, and that probably gives me a slight advantage, but it doesn't make me. It doesn't make me, Lord High Grand Poobah or whatever it is. All right, let me close. Let me put my tea down. Will Trump leave after he loses the election and not remain? Oh, that's a good question. I have seen that. I mean, he won't. He won't be able to just say, "Well, I'm not leaving." It won't happen. What do you call it? Secret Service will frog march him out of there because their job is to protect the president. And as of January 21st, I believe it is, 2021, he's no longer the president. Therefore, they will remove him. So. October surprise. Okay, Allison's asking, is there something going on with the planets? Lots of major car-type crashes in the past week. Well, yeah, that's a great idea. Let's look at these. I'll show you where you can look at the astrology on any given day. I know, like for instance, I know Astro Theme always has the chart of the moment. It's right there. You can just click on it and you can see the whole thing. So. We can just have a look at that. That would be, that could be useful. Oh, sorry. Every once in a while my elbow hits the camera. Oh, where was I? Up here. What will Trump do during the period post-election before Biden takes office? Edit. They're related, but let's, oh goodness, I think there was some extra text in there. Here we go. All right, looking for more things in all caps. Oh, okay, it knocked me down to the very, very end. So it does that. Sometimes YouTube will just suddenly load the rest of the comments and it knocks me all the way down to the end. And I've got to scroll back up and figure out where I am. So I miss as little as possible. Obama's leak tape. Oh, wasn't it magnificent? Oh, wasn't it beautiful? Trump furious. Oh, that I would be more than happy to read on that. That is some energy I'm perfectly happy to read on. Will Barr get ill? Salome, something else is coming for him and Trump. I'll ask. But the whole reading was hijacked the other day. You were probably here actually, but by this being, my guide's basically trying to beat me over the head with, "Hey, there's something coming. You're not asking. We're trying to tell you. No, we're not going to answer that question. We're trying to tell you. Listen." So, okay, so those are. I'm going to need to separate out the tarot question from the astrology question. Okay. Will the world put a ban on American travel? No. Not the whole world, no. Our travel is the number of people Americans traveling overseas has just taken this huge nosedive, which is what's, at least temporarily, is killing the airlines. Will Trump blow a public gasket when he loses? Okay, I'm sensing a theme. I'm also sensing a theme that I like. I do not wish ill on anyone, but someone who is so awful, narcissistic, cruel, vile, just awful when, when he gets upset because things are not, because his little feelings are hurt. I'm just going to pop some popcorn. It's nothing to do with me, but I'll enjoy it. That's human nature. Have we got 4 more years? 4 more years of what, Salome? When will there be effective action against the Trump administration? What are the signs of imminent? Oh, that's a good question. I just saw something about Jules is asking, lots of huge, egregious information has already come out. The real question is, will those who can do something about it do something about it? Something's coming. Jules, seriously, the other day I made a special cover with, it's actually a Hopper painting, with Trump and Barr like staring through the window from outside. That might have some answers there. So, and so okay, I put that down there. I've got your question there. Hello, everybody. Looking for anything in all caps, so I know you are talking to me. Oh, Hieroglyphic has an Etsy page. Ooh. Oh, okay. We definitely. Scrolling down, there's definitely something here. Okay, will Comey and McCabe be okay? Does Stephen Miller have the illness? Yeah, that wouldn't break my heart either. Anything that stops him from destroying more children's lives. Yeah, that's something comes along and slows that down. Yeah, that's gonna break my heart either. Oh, some people need cosmic revenge on them. They need nemesis. That's what they need. They have hubris. They need nemesis. Paging nemesis. Please report to the White House. Nemesis, please report to the White House. Hieroglyphic is asking, why is Dumpy so intent on destroying Obamacare? Because he's jealous. Simply because of his hatred of Obama, or does he stand to gain money and kickbacks from private health insurance companies, or both? All I can feel is hatred. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand it. I don't know that he would get kickbacks per se. Of course, health insurance companies make, they donate vast amounts of money to, through lobbyists to people's re-election campaigns. I just get total, when I read on that, I get Trump, he does not understand the healthcare thing. He just knows it's Obamacare. Sometimes called that other thing, the ACA, the affordable care, yeah, that. And it's just blind. It's just like flames of hatred. And it really is, and I hate to even put these words, I hate to have these words come out of my mouth. They are so awful. But Trump really does think his hatred of Obama, it isn't just, he's a Democrat, whatever. That black man, that's what he thinks, that black man who was the president. He really thinks that if you don't have lily white skin, if you have more melatonin than that, then somehow you are inferior. I mean, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But it's like flames of hatred toward Obama. And he's jealous because Obama's not only was and he said, it's never African American, it's black, that black man. It's that man, and he was popular, and he was more popular than me. And it makes him crazy. That's why I'm looking forward to doing this reading on that. Salome's asking just Trump. What about him? What about the Orange Fuhrer? Just let me know. Oh yeah, Obama roasted him. He'll never get over it. Yeah, I remember that too. Trump believes he's genetically superior to all of us. Exactly, Ian. Yes, he does. He really does. Um, okay. Autumn, your comment about bar eating flies had me in tears yesterday. I can see it. I really can. All right, I've got a bunch of questions here, so let me get going because we're already at 20 minutes in. So let me start out. I'm going to use the 70s-tastic Morgan Greer deck today. I love this deck. I don't know if it's just it's much like it's very much like the Rider-Waite, but I don't know if it reminds me of my childhood or, I was born in the 70s, so. And my fan is, let's do that with the fan. Okay, let me shuffle here. Let's start with news. Uncover news. That's who asked about 4 times, so it's very important to. I'm afraid I don't know if you are male or female or a gender rebel. Forgive me, I do not know. But I'll just say they asked a number of times. That must be important to them. So what will be the October surprise? I will say October 2020 surprise, so I don't get anything else in my edit. So I don't get anything else in my energy. Female, great. Glad you're here. Okay. All right, in that case, I probably should tilt the camera down a little bit. So many shoes will be dropping, you'll think caterpillars wear shoes, Dave says. Oh gosh, from your typewriter, sorry, from your keyboard to God's ears. Okay, I'm gonna, because some of you like to see the cards, I'm gonna tilt this down. Yep, right, just like that. Okay. And I'm not gonna push it too far, because we know what happened last time I pushed it too far. And, it all went flying. All right, turn the kitty bed. Whoops. All right, turn the kitty bed to the side that's not just, the cat was not just brushing up against 47 times. And that gives me a little bit of extra room. Okay. October 2020. All right, sitting up straight. Oh, it is a very colorful deck. All right, stretching. Sitting up straight, we are at 23 minutes. And, okay, what will be, look what's at the bottom of the deck. Oops. Okay, now what will be the October surprise? Close my eyes here for a second. Gonna reach out my energy. The October 2020 surprise. The energy in October of 2020 is exhaustion. Absolute exhaustion. People's minds have been made up for months, one way or the other. Anyone who's not sure is ridiculed, one way or the other. Anyone who says they're not going to vote gets a lot of grief, a lot of public, a lot of pressure, a lot of peer pressure to vote. But exhaustion, people are fed up. It feels like there's, I don't know why, but not everyone, but it feels like for some reason, there are still a lot of kids at home. Or they've just maybe, I don't know, maybe they just went back to school in September. But the energy I'm feeling is that it's like I've been putting up with kids for months, nonstop. And I'm not going to put up with temper tantrums and waffling and accusations and crocodile tears and all of this stuff from politicians. I have dealt with it with my kids, and I'm done. That's the energy. All right, so let me see. So if there's going to be an October surprise right before the election, it's feeling, I can feel Russia. Russia's in the background. So is China. October surprise. People are on edge. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm not I don't know that I'm seeing what day-to-day life is going to be like, but the energy I'm picking up is on edge and fed up. And everybody who can voting early to make sure that they vote. Now that feels like a lot of early voting, a lot of voting that's already in. And behind it is the moon card, which is the howling at the moon, upset. This is a lot of I'm voting, and I'll vote early. I'll mail in, I'll do absentee, I'll do whatever they need me to do. Well, unfortunately, I've got the death card here, but at least it's maybe behind us. I think our hospitals won't be overrun. Our hospitals are better able to cope, although there are a lot of hospitals, because they haven't been doing elective surgery, and because Congress under McConnell hasn't given them much funding, there is weakness in this feels like the institution of our healthcare. The institutions of our healthcare. There's space for people who have the illness, but there are hospitals that have shut down, which is just bizarre. 3 of Wands. This is Trump, McConnell, everybody. What you put out now in May will come back to you in October, November. This is, as you sow, so shall ye reap. Because normally this guy, he's looking down over the water and the ships are coming in. He sent the ships out with goods. And he's expecting goods or gold back. And yeah, this is act now to do good, to get in people's good graces, to make people feel better. 4 of Cups, Hierophant. This feels like corruption. This is ethics problems and misappropriation of funds and some people just don't want to hear what the Democrats have to say, no matter what they come up with, because people are so set in their way of thinking. But I still think they're going to be hearings. That's what that feels like. Like these are Democrats leading hearings about things that Republicans have done, and it doesn't just feel like the Trump administration. Let me see if I can get any more information. Those things actually may have already happened too. I'm not entirely convinced that there will be necessarily an October surprise per se, other than something that Russia makes up. I think there might be more. It depends on when stuff starts coming out about either the unredacted Mueller report or financial oversight of Trump or something along those lines. Is there going to be an October surprise in 2020, right before the election? The usual sort of jolt. Is there going to be an October surprise? Oh, Junior's Twitter is going to be exactly what you think it will be. A lot of people have already voted in October, and they have made up their mind already. And you know, somebody could do a deep fake of Trump or Biden or whoever the two nominees are. That, you know, you could create deep fakes of them stealing candy from babies and ignoring puppies or whatever, and but there will be so many people who have voted or who have made up their mind that it's like, I'm done. You say whatever you want. I don't care. Hermit, judgment. Oh, judgment is coming against the administration for how badly this whole lockdown thing and reaction was botched. Burden, but oh, that's a lot of people voting. That's a lot of people voting. Knight of Wands. Yeah, that's the card I get for Junior. Queen of Swords. This is very nimble news anchors. I don't usually get news anchors. I get investigators for this card, but no, this feels like very nimble. They've seen it after 4 years of Trump and the Republicans. They've seen it. They've done it. They're finally being able to ask the right questions, phrase things the right way, cut off this sort of conspiracy theory, Rachel Maddow, that sort of thing. Kat, I've read on, is there going to be another impeachment? I read on that recently, and the answer was no. Pelosi's not kidding when she says she doesn't want to see him impeached. She wants to see him in prison. So this is a lot of people have voted and they're mad, and this is Trump. This is like people like Junior, just trying to rile up, and these are newscasters saying, just like literally just cutting them off, just like, okay, so now we're moving on to this other news, and it's like, okay, well, exhaustion. That's what I'm getting for October. So I'm not getting a surprise per se. I'm getting exhaustion. It's baked in. Absolutely. It's not only just baked in, it's like the concrete has set, kind of baked in. So, anyway, all right, where are we? We are at 30. Well, it would be 34 by the time I pull myself together here. Okay, so then there were these like variations on a theme here of, will Trump leave after he loses the election, not remain until, will he leave before the inauguration? What will he do during the period between post-election and the next president takes over? Will Trump blow a gasket? Okay, so really what this is I'm gonna put if, just because I don't want to. Okay, if Trump loses, what will he do between election day and inauguration? If Trump loses, okay, yep, 3430. Let's do that. Okay. I'm just going to say 35 there. All right. Sorry to take the time to do that. It just makes everything so much easier for everybody to find what they need. If Trump loses, okay, If Trump loses, what will he do between Election Day and Inauguration Day? Susan asking, could you do a cover with Renfield Bar on it? Actually, I did. I have. One of the readings I've done on Bar, I did like a Trump as Dracula kind of thing, and Bar hunched down looking, you know, approvingly up at him kind of thing, somewhere. Biden said the name is pronounced Biden. Oh, Gene, I love that. I love that. Okay, if Trump loses, I cut the deck to shuffle. I look down. If Trump loses, you think? Whew, man, I'd say he's going to lose. The important part here, what will he do between Election Day 2020 and Inauguration Day 2021? Let's see here. To shuffle just a little bit here. I'm closing my eyes for a second. I'm reaching out for the energy. All right, is he even there? Hello, White House. I'm walking through the halls. Where is he? It is day after election, day after the election in November. Fury. It's like anger just rolling through the building. It's not just Trump. There's just I don't even know if it's necessarily Trump. It's just anger just rolling through the building. I wonder if Russia made some promises it didn't keep, or they did something, but it wasn't enough. It didn't have the effect. Somebody's mad at Russia. King of Wands. Well, that's Trump. That's the man himself. That's not him as emperor. That's not him as a businessman. That's the man himself. Sun. Six of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Empress. That's the amount of voting. Okay, well, what this is saying change. This is saying change for, like, the change for a better. And quite often this is a card of moving away, but it can also be a card of moving toward. And if it's right next to the sun like this, that's a positive, it's like a new day. It's a new day in America kind of thing. All that water. I'm being drawn to all that water. 'Cause I usually get cups for Democrats, but I'm just being drawn to all the blue water. And the sun, in the sun. Republicans trying to get whatever done that they can, but this actually also, it feels more like a whole lot of votes, because there's an action taken by the American people. And this is the card of initiating action. Okay. So that's the day after the election, but is Trump going to be there? Is Trump going to actually be there, or are things going to happen just because he was there? Is Trump going to be in the White House between Election Day 2020 and Inauguration Day? I mean, is he going to be the one who's imagine Trump sitting at the inauguration where somebody else is being sworn in, being, what, gracious? Okay, 6 of Cups. Childish. Oh, that's a shocker. Page of Swords, which is how Trump views himself. Page of Cups, which is kind of how other people see him, more of the childish. People are hurting. People are really hurting. Knight of Swords, investigations. And this is investigations, a congressional investigation, but also in New York. People are so hurting. People are just so hurting. It breaks my heart. And Trump is being incredibly childish. Okay, so what form does that take? Trump is being incredibly childish. What form does that take? Is he going to destroy paintings? Is he going to... I mean, talk about a sore loser. I mean, is there anybody who's going to be... Is there anyone who is more of a sore loser than a malignant narcissist? Trump is the epitome of gracelessness. Yes, I would agree with that 100%. What form is Trump's childish behavior? What form is it going to take? There's something he can't do. He can't. I'm trying to pull a card for the reading, but it feels like he can't do anything. Maybe he isn't there, because he can't do anything. Five of Cups, so that's disappointment. 8 of Cups. It's because of this is the card I get for the fact that Trump, he's just missing this crucial part of kindness and empathy and caring and morals. It's missing in his emotional makeup. Queen of Pentacles at the center. The Fool. And the King of Pentacles. Well, I get Pentacles for Republicans, and that is the Republican Party put all of their hopes and all of their power and all of their everything onto Trump, which was not a great idea. Because there's going to be disappointment at the election, and this is what Trump is missing, is morals. But this is the card I get. It's not as, the energy isn't strong, but it's still kind of there. That this is a card I get for witnesses coming forward, leaving something, and leaving. The red coats come in, the red hats come in. Leave evidence for the Democrats to use, and on and on. I'm being drawn to the eclipse as well. But the Republicans based their fortunes on this idiot. Will Trump be able to do anything? Will he be able to do anything dastardly devious in retaliation between Election Day and Inauguration Day, when he loses? Sitting pretty, that's not Trump sitting pretty. That's something, donors? I'm not sure. Let me see what I've got here. 4 of Wands, that's the card I get from Mar-a-Lago. 8 of Wands, I get that for court actions, court cases, requests for information. There's a lot coming at him. Five of Wands is Republicans trying to protect Trump from some of this, but there's a lot of fighting. Eight of Swords. He got himself into this mess. He's only in this mess because of the decisions he made. Two of Cups, and people are turning toward the Democrats. But it's not like a huge change because people's minds are really set up. I don't think he's going to be able to do anything or do much of anything. It feels like he's either at Mar-a-Lago because he had to leave, or he's at Mar-a-Lago because he's hiding out there. But there's still stuff coming at him. And there are Republicans still doing their Fox News Republican thing, but there's not much. Power is shifting into Democratic hands, and this in America, unfortunately, money still is strength. It just is. It gives you options. It gives you access. It gives you all kinds of things. They say money can't buy you happiness. Well, that's kind of the right-wing Republicans. They would disagree with that, considering they follow the prosperity gospels and believe that if you're rich, therefore you're in good with God. And they still have money and they still have their thing, but they don't even feel upset. They're just in the Hamptons or wherever in their mansions, doing their thing. Just, watching TV, watching the election returns, and they don't seem all that upset. Everybody's sick of Trump. Everybody's sick of Trump by this point, and that's what I'm getting. I don't think he's going to be able to do much of anything. Okay. I definitely, the one thing I absolutely want to read on, and I'm at almost 48. Obama's leaked tape and Trump's fury about it. Obama's leaked tape. Oh, it was glorious. Even with all of the ums and, because I'm guilty of saying too much. Trust me. All the time I spent editing my own videos. If I had $1 for every that I edited out of my own videos, back when that's what I was doing, before I was doing live streams, I would be a rich woman. So even with all of Obama's it was just glorious. It was like sanity. It was like a voice in the distance. A voice. Do I hear sane words? Thoughtfulness, empathy, idealism. Am I hallucinating? Is that what I heard? Scientists saying is a sign of high intelligence. We don't care, Autumn. I'm away. Thank you, Mims. Thank you. I just don't want to waste people's time. That's kind of my thing. But it was glorious. It was glorious. I don't know if it's a sign of high intelligence. I do know that it's basically a sign of trying to keep attention. It's like, okay, I'm working on it. I'm mentally working on it. I'm about to have a thought. I'm about to express a thought. But anyway, Obama's tape, which the energy is just lovely. It's like a cup of cocoa. It's like a warm blanket and a good book and a cup of cocoa on a snowy day. It's just, it was lovely. And then we have Trump's reaction to the video. So, sorry, they've turned it into a video. They put pictures on it. And Will it make any difference? I guess, I mean, on the one hand, I want to ask, you know, will Obama have an impact on the race? But that seems like a bigger, that feels much more complicated. But this video, let's see if there's anything any information to be had on Obama's audio leaking and Trump's reaction. Trump's reaction is what it's going to be. Oh, I just got pain shoot up my right arm. Ow. At least it's not my left arm. And I'm fine, by the way. But man, oh yeah, that just, oh, like I think he broke something. He either slammed his fist, Trump either slammed his fist down or he broke something. And it feels like he broke something. An object. He broke something. Really hurt his arm. Okay, that was weird. Let's see if there's any information here. Trump's reaction. Obama's influence. I mean, is there anything to be learned, or it pointed out coming up basically pointed out that the Republicans are about money. And they're about money, they're about their own power, which always comes back around to money. And it's like, so that their garden grows well, but out here in the wilderness, there's some greenery, but there's nothing growing out. It isn't nice out there. It's just in their garden, in their, up close, so they can smell the roses. And out here, it doesn't. No, they get to be in the exclusive garden. The world heard that. 6 of Swords, 4 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles. Oh, it hurt his widow feelings. Oh, it hurt Trump's widow feelings. And Strength. It really hurt Trump's widow feelings. People. This tape, I think there were a lot more people overseas who listened to it and listened to the whole thing because they miss Obama. But I think Obama's going to try to stay in general, I think he's going to try to stay relatively quiet. He'll say some things, but he doesn't want to overshadow too much. So it's not complete silence, but it's an attempt at silence at least. But it hurt Trump's feeling. Trump is railing about other presidents showed respect and didn't say anything, and it's like, well, yeah, but sitting presidents didn't criticize their predecessors like you do. So I hate to be childish about this, but you started it. Will we hear more from Obama then? Mims, I don't know. I don't think so. I think he's only speaking out now because things are so dire. I think he wants to just, and if Biden gets in, he'll be very just good for you. So is this going to affect Trump other than, fury? Why do I have the Tower right there? Does this cause Trump to do something especially stupid? Does this cause Trump to do something especially stupid? There are people in the White House who are really, they've been there for a while, and when Trump gets angry, they're just kind of blank now. They don't even react as much. Trump has been able to keep his circle of people around him small, and mostly family, so they don't leave. But other than that, other people haven't had to deal with him. There are very few people who've had to deal with him over the long haul. And so he's gotten away with a lot of his go-to bluster, bully. Dave's saying, I don't believe Trump would be a viable candidate by August. I have just happened to look up and see that. It's very possible. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, again, this is Trump retreating to his family, his little dynasty, his little safe place. King of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. Obama can certainly help with raising money. This just feels all like fundraising stuff, and again, this is Obama, because the King of Cups are Democrats, and then him again trying to go sort of silent. This is fundraising. It doesn't feel like he's going to do anything particularly. Trump is going to do anything particularly stupid in this instance, but they're just going to use it for fundraising. So that is that. Okay, it is 1 o'clock, and so let me see if there are any questions about astrology I can answer, and I do apologize if there are some I can't. Something like the stock market, it's complicated. There are different parts of the stock market. There's the chart of the stock market. There's the, in which one. There are multiple markets. There are people who have whole businesses and careers using astrology to help stock market investors. And when certain planets go into certain signs, it's certain sectors of the economy, and it's do you do the Dow Jones or the S&P 500, or do you do the the Nasdaq? And it's very complicated, but so it's nothing. I don't want someone to feel like I'm just your question is beneath me. No, I don't. I never think like that. I am so grateful you're here. You have no idea. You have no idea how grateful I am for you. Have I ever done Obama's charts? I haven't looked at it in forever. I honestly, I remember almost nothing about it, to be honest. I didn't really need to, back in those days, I was happy, I was looking at celebrity. I used a lot of celebrity charts to learn from. I'm not saying that celebrities are exactly what they present to the world, but it's an easy way to learn, and also I've explained before that I learned a lot of astrology just by looking around and seeing if I'm a single person, so is there an attractive man somewhere? It's like, oh, yeah, he's attractive. Let me see what I can learn about him. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but, I learned a lot about astrology that way. No, it's ridiculous. But there's also a lot of art that's in the world that's been created because of things like that. Some of it's been to impress, but some of it's just been to appreciate. Alphonse Mucha, all those women he drew, he wasn't having affairs with all of them, but he appreciated them. He appreciated their curves and their hair and their hands, and I mean, it's just this immense appreciation. So, anyway. Autumn, as the months progress, could you do your Trump readings using the Renfield voice more often? I may. Okay, so let me, I did have a question here. So let me mark this down. Is there something going on with the planets? I don't know about car crashes, but let me show you guys what you can do. All right, and I will use my super cool blank sheet here that I will take off of this, because this Sharpie bleeds through to whatever is behind it. And I don't mind getting black marks on the clipboard, but I just don't want to waste the paper behind it. All right. Now, one thing I will do, because I'll kind of tell you guys where I'm getting this information, but then I'll show you what to look for. All right. There is a very useful, if I'm just in a hurry, and I just want to see the chart right now, then I go to Astro Theme. I don't know if you guys are familiar. There's a woman named Kate Kavanaugh. She's a writer, and she makes a lot of videos about writing. I tried writing for a day like Stephen King. I tried writing for a day like Nora Roberts. It's really interesting stuff. But as I'm writing this, it just dawned on me that yesterday I was watching one of her videos, and she was she sped up like writing in a notebook, and she's right-handed. Most people are, but I'm not. I'm entirely left side dominant. And it was like, it just struck me as, it just looked weird. Weird stuff goes through the day, doesn't it? Okay, weird things go through your mind at times, or at least maybe it's just mine. Astro Theme. Why is it called Astro Theme? I have no idea. But that's a really useful site. You can look at, they have a huge database of celebrities, scientists, historical events. I think they've got almost 60,000 people and events in their database now. It's huge. They're a French company. There are a lot of French people there. But one thing, if you go to this website, let me see here, and you just scroll, I can show, you can see it in the corner, you can probably see it in the corner. If you just scroll down here, just a tiny bit, right here. Oh, I do not want to mark my, I do not want to mark my screen with a Sharpie. Right here. This is the chart of right now. Okay, this is right where we are. Okay, so if you go over here and you can just click on it, and it will show you this. So today it is Sunday, May 10th. It's 2:06 p.m. in New York. It gives you New York. You can change it. You can change where. You can change aspects. You can look forward and back and all this kind of stuff. Okay. Now, what I've been saying since when I first started talking to you guys about astrology, if those who don't, you don't know astrology, it's just a whole bunch of weird symbols and I don't get it and what have you. The easiest thing to start with, in modern charts, they show these lines here, and these lines are aspects between the different planets, okay? And they use blue lines for aspects between planets that are more positive or easier, and they use red lines for aspects that are more, maybe some friction, or maybe they have to be handled with more care, or it can be, difficult. It depends. Okay, so the first thing to look at if you don't know anything about astrology is just look at the chart. Do you see more blue or do you see more red? Well, here, I imagine you can see it. There seems to be a preponderance of blue. And that is because we have this great big grouping of, we have this, so far this year we went through this thing where Saturn was with Pluto, and then here came Jupiter, and Mars came through at some point. So at this end of Capricorn here, there's a big grouping of planets, and a grouping of 3 or more planets is called a stellium. And that is what we are dealing, let me write that down. It's 2 L's. It's called a stellium. And that's 3 or more planets. 3 plus. Okay. Stellium. So this stellium down here, that's what we've been dealing with. Now, as the days go on, the sun, this is the sun, and the sun takes, 1 year to go around. That's what a year is. The Earth is in the center, and these symbols here, these are the constellations, and it's a band of constellations. If you go straight out from the Earth's equator in a circle, that's basically, you get these constellations. So the sun has moved along, and it is aspecting the stellium. And right now, because it's over here at 20 degrees of Taurus, and this stellium is up around 24, there's 27. The moon's actually coming up. It'll take a little time to get there, but and even though Saturn has moved on a bit, it's still 7 degrees, so the sun has it will affect things within about 10 degrees on either side. So if you go down here, you go 20, so 20 degrees down here would be here. So yeah, it's only 4 degrees away from Pluto, 7 degrees away from Jupiter, absolutely. So they are in aspect to each other. You can tell that these symbols are the same color, which means they're the same element. These are both earth signs, Taurus and Capricorn. So you can count. Counting's always easy too. But you can, from this, if you see that things are in the same element, then you know it's a trine. It's a 120 degrees roughly away from each other. And that's a lovely aspect. It's like being floating on an inner tube down a gentle, very gentle river. It's if you have somebody if you just have like a ton, like nothing but trines in your chart, you can get downright lazy. So this is actually good. So from now, and since the sun moves about roughly a degree per day, this coming week, the sun, 20 degrees, to go from where it is at like 20 to about 27. And so it's going to be, the sun in the sky right now is going to be trining this Pluto-Jupiter conjunction, and the moon moves quite a bit. It's more like 13 degrees a day. And so that's pleasant. Okay, so that is where I start, where if I want to see, yeah, you'll get all different kinds. I'm actually turning back here so I can see your comments. But that's where I start. I start with, just look at the colors. Instant. Lots of red, lots of blue. And then you can see, okay, those are important aspects. All right, let me scroll back up and see if I missed something. Oh, I'm grateful for you. But we want to know. It's so confusing to me. Oh, I hope it's not too learning bits and pieces. It really is a matter of, it really is a matter of it is bits and pieces. I didn't learn this stuff. I didn't just sit down one day and, I was in the Matrix and they stuck the thing in the back of my head and suddenly I know Kung Fu. I know astrological Kung Fu. No, it was looking. It was looking and looking and looking. And I actually, one of the things that I did, and I still do every once in a while when I have time, is I'll actually go through Astro Theme. There you can search in their database. You can search for people who have specific aspects. And I will actually look for positive aspects to my chart. Because I have found a number of musicians, actors, artists, whose work, it turns out, I really enjoy. And it's because their energy is compatible with mine. So it broadens my, I've got this big old stellium. I've got a huge stellium in, or I got a big stellium in Sagittarius. So broadening my mind I'm really big on that. I'm really stupidly big on what's over here, what's that, what's this, so what's, I want to know. Yeah. Dave is asking, what month do Trump's stars turn against him? I see in July. Okay, let me see. And I'm going to turn this just a little bit this way because I want to go to another site. Now this, if you don't already have this, and I'm turning this away a little bit because I don't know how much of my own information I have when I sign in, but there is it's kind of the granddaddy of all astrology sites. On the internet, it's astro.com. And when I say it's the granddaddy, I say that because they also have a database. It's like a wiki and it's housed on a separate site, but it's affiliated anyway. But astro.com allows you to create charts and create all kinds of charts. And so I'm going to go to astro.com and I'm going to make sure I'm signed in. Without giving away. Hopefully, okay, you guys are gonna look out the window for a second here. Oh, look at the sky. There you go. You're looking at the sky. So I can sign in. All right. I'm gonna go to astro.com and I will show you how I can look that up. Okay, am I signed in? Yes. Okay. All right, I can show you this part. All right, tilt you down. Okay, at astro.com, this website, this free horoscopes shows up here. And then over here you have the extended chart selection. All right, so you click on that. And this is easier. I'm just gonna cover this up because like I said, when I click on extended chart selection, I just have to make sure that I'm not, oh yeah, I wasn't signed in. So yeah, I needed to log in. All right, so what I'm gonna do, there's that. Okay. I think I'm good. All right. So extended chart selection, this allows me to choose, what do I want to do a horoscope for? So I've got a whole bunch of things that I've saved. So I can't remember if Donald Trump is up near the top. There's the US. It's got a weird name. It's Nation USA #1. And I've got all kind of people. I'm trying to remember where I rearranged this stuff recently. There he is, Donald Trump. And I got that from their own situation. And then under natal chart wheel, I pull up transits. So I'm going to go down here. I can look at his own chart. I can look at his chart with other people, but I can go down here. I'm looking for transits right there. Okay, and transits for right now. Click to show the chart. Okay, so right now, these aspects are in his natal chart. This is what's around the side, in green. That's where things actually are in the sky. So then you can look at how that will affect. And you can look at the numbers down here, but you can just kind of see. For instance, right now the moon down here is moving. It just went past Trump's own moon, so he's probably been in his feelings quite a bit. And there's that stellium we were talking about with Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn. It's over here at the end of Capricorn, just like I showed you just a little while ago. And this Capricorn is directly across from Cancer. And so it's directly across with Pluto at 24, Jupiter at 27 degrees. His Saturn's at 23 and his Venus is at 25. So these are opposite this. So that's going to affect him there. All right. And so you can go through the whole thing, and you can go, outer planets will have a greater impact because they move so slowly. So when they have an impact, they have a bigger impact because it's not energy you're used to. Okay. The sun is coming up toward Trump's midheaven. So for the next week, he's going to be all about his own status. He's going to be trying to look at me even more than normal. I know it doesn't even seem possible. But let me see here. I'm scrolling up and looking at your comments. Gotta go. Have a great day. Autumn, I find this stuff so fascinating, but sometimes it's like you're trying to teach me rocket science. Oh, Bismo, I'm so sorry. Astrology is a tool into deeper understanding of oneself and others. Exactly. You need a P.O. box so we can send you stuff. Oh, I'll think about that. It'd be very sweet. But okay, this jumped. Autumn, do the charts you make on Trump change in real time? His natal chart doesn't. When you're born, you're like a blank X-ray plate, and you leave your mother's energy field, and the universe just goes zap. And so you have all of the power. You are the embodiment, in a sense, of, or at least your energy field. There is the embodiment of this moment in time and space, and there's great power in that. And that doesn't change. Now, there are ways to look at how you will evolve over time throughout your life. There's progressions, and some people use solar arcs, some people use progressions. There are things, people will influence you, transits will influence you, but your natal chart is the one, you're born with it, and it does not change. Okay. Do you ever see quintiles or biquintiles in your readings? My chart is packed with them. There isn't much information. Okay, quintiles and biquintiles, in the same way that I have explained to you guys before about the aspects between planets, there are more than just the ones I have told you about. I've gone through this, and I could have sworn I made a better graphic than this, but these are the aspects we often talk about, where you have the 120 degrees is a trine, 90 degrees is a square, conjunctions in the same place, opposition, opposite, pretty straightforward stuff. Sextile is 60 degrees, so it's like half of a trine. It's like a trine, it's positive, but it's more energizing. So there are other aspects. There's a 45-degree aspect. You can get a 30-degree aspect. They all, but they're considered more minor aspects, and they have an effect, but it doesn't seem to be as strong. So, but anything that aspects anything else in your chart, there's going to be an effect. But with they're called these are the four major aspects, and quite often I'll throw in sextile in there as well because I find that's quite useful. So I would call this the 5 major aspects, but there are other things like and it's 45 degrees is this, the semi-square, 30 degrees semi-sextile. Biquintile, quintiles I believe are 72 degrees, biquintiles are 144. What I know about quintiles is that when you have things that are quintile or biquintile, because they have similar effects. For example, I'm a Scorpio. That's this thing with the Scorpio tail here. Actually, I printed out the super nice complicated thing, didn't I? That would be easier to show you guys. Come on. Yeah. Sorry. It's easier to show on the new thing I just made. Here it is. It will be clearer. I made the graphic. Let's use it. Ta-da. All right. These are, it goes this way. These are the signs. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. Okay. My sun is in Scorpio. All right. It's sitting here and right in the middle. It's like almost 14 degrees Scorpio. So that's there. So 72 degrees from there would be sort of probably Leo, but I know that I have a biquintile too. So it's 144 degrees. Straight across would be 180. Right here would be 150. And then sort of toward the end of Gemini for me, since I'm in the middle of Scorpio, would be a biquintile. If somebody has their sun here and I have my sun there, Scorpios are deep, intense. You have down here intensity, sexuality, death. We have ruled by God of the underworld, right? Gemini, meanwhile, is all about this communication. I think it's mental energy. It's fleeting. It's generally speaking, Scorpios and Geminis, they don't date well, in general, very generally, because Scorpio is all about the depths. And Gemini is all about the speed and Mercury zipping around the sun, whereas Scorpio is god of the underworld and the, out in the Kuiper belt kind of intensity. But if you have 144 degrees between the two, this aspect, for some reason, it creates a kind of creativity. People who have that aspect between each other, they find these creative ways to deal with each other, to appreciate each other. It's like an energizing, creative aspect. And so people who have a lot of quintiles and biquintiles, 72 degrees and 144, which is double. Quintiles, people who have a lot of that in their chart, they're often very creative people. So Geminis are busy, yeah. Geminis are out talking to people, and Scorpios are like, I'm at home, I'm you know, dealing with, I'm the detective, I'm looking under the rocks, and yeah. But they can work together if there's this aspect. It has to be really close. There isn't much of what's called an orb, which is the space within, you know, if a sun, normally if a sun aspects a major aspect with another sun, you've got 10 degrees in either direction where they can still really be that aspect. Because it's a minor aspect, the orb becomes smaller. They can't. You have to really be in that window to affect each other. But it's a very creative aspect, and these are I would call these more advanced things. Red lines aren't bad, just challenging. Makes you face a situation and deal with it. Yeah, Frosty. Yes, exactly. It can be, I call it an overload, where it's just huge amounts of energy. And some people, you know, if you have a lot of squares in your own chart, over the course of your life, you learn to deal with the energy. You get used to it. It's, you know, you can even harness it, and then whatever that is, you can take off like a rocket ship. But if you just meet somebody and you've got a whole bunch of squares with them, they're probably going to irritate you at first, because it's going to be this energy that's kind of, something about it kind of overloads your energy, and you were just trying to be peaceful and quiet over here, and it's like, oh, but that doesn't mean it's always going to be bad. All right, that is that question. My niece is here. Oh, that's good, Linda. All right, so it's 1:30, so that should just about cover me for the day here. I hope you have a great day. I will be back here tomorrow, and we'll answer your political tarot questions. And I will be getting this. Like I said, this is not just for patrons, but it'll be over on Patreon. And I'll try to get this up today. It might be tomorrow, but this is a good little cheat sheet you can use to look. Okay, and just remember that when you start comparing, say, your chart to somebody else's, just think of it. Another person who comes into your life is like a permanent transit, and that's why you meet different people. Different people bring out different parts of you. People can be a good influence on you, a bad influence on you. Because what they're doing is they're drawing out different parts of you. And that's what, there's a lot to it, but it isn't as complicated as people make it out to be. It really isn't. I mean, once you know symbols, and like I said, if you know this, it's just variations on a theme. All right. All right, have a great day, everybody. I hope that wasn't too confusing. And I have to go through the video and make sure I didn't, I hope I don't have to take this video down and edit it. Make sure that my identifying information wasn't on here, but all right. You guys have a great day. Thank you so much to our moderators, too. This is only possible because you are so great. So thank you. All right. And thank you for watching, and I will be back here tomorrow, and we're going to get through this. We will. Have a great day. Bye-bye.